Hi, welcome to Simulator Sunday. As you can see, we're already rolling down the road a little bit. Run a little bit behind today. I wanted to start at 3. It's currently 3:15, so yeah, we're running a little bit behind, but we're going to start off already going here. So I'm running a unit train today. I have this out of Barstow, quite heavy. We're going to the Riverside cement plant just down in Victorville. So it'll take us, you know, a good 45, 30, 40, depends. Depends on the traffic situation. Currently green, got highball up to Linwood here. Got some trains coming in, so, oh, that's the one I'm sending back from there that I was already working on today. So that one's coming into Barstow. And man, I asked Otto, I told him I want to go here so I could throw the switch that I need to get into, but you know, he could have routed me around. But no, he instead could have put me up and around like that. And oh, so he's routing this guy around. Okay, well, I mean, they're going in the yard anyways, so that's fine. We got 4,500 behind us, and should have a red light up there, I think. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. Doesn't seem to have too many people here with me live. That's okay. We did start about 45 minutes earlier. That got the Dallas Cowboys game coming on in a little while at 5:20 tonight, my time, 17:20. And I am a Cowboys fan. It's the first weekend of the NFL season, so I'm not going to miss that. But I also did not want to miss the opportunity to do a live stream for you guys who are interested, whether you're here live with me or whether you watch it on YouTube later. I appreciate everybody that enjoys the content that I put out. And I haven't done plant switching before. So, well, not on a live stream. I've done it, but not on a live stream. So we're going to, first time doing this live, we're going to have to figure out how to fit. Jeez Louise, we've got 15,000 tons, 7,600 feet to deal with. It's a long one, and most of them are full. So we got five power units up on the lead end, and we have 2 DPUs in the back. So we do have a HPT of 2.1. We're just going to Riverside, the RSV, just before, like, in Victorville-ish. So we will, it's actually before Victorville. It's like Apple Valley, sort of Victorville kind of county area. Big old cement plant, not the Oro Grande. Well, it's actually in Oro Grande, not the other one like by Victorville, not the Cemet plant. We're going all the way to, we're not going that far. We're not going to Victorville. So it's before the yard. So looks like I have an approach up here. But we're still, well, I guess the rear of our, no, I still have 1,800 feet behind me. So I'm still limited 15 miles an hour anyways as I'm leaving the yard. If we look at the back of the train, we're still in the yard. So we're still limited to 15 miles an hour. That approach is going to have me lowered down anyways to 35. So was an approach 35. Let's see. I'm going to bring up the signal rules after reference. I'm not going to display that for you. You guys, information for the depotserver.com is down below. We got a yellow over red, a solid yellow over red. That is approach, and if we're exceeding 30 miles an hour, we're asked to immediately reduce speed to 30. So that's what we're going to do. Bring up my map as well. We can share that. Oh, actually, I have the wrong one up. Let me bring up Firefox here. So this is normally part of the RCal like 0141, something out of Victorville, and we just decided to take it out of Barstow. We may end up changing that at some point anyways. I have an approach there. We've just come out of the yard. We'll just keep going at this speed here. Is just under 16. So I have that. Let me bring up my signal rules here as well. BNSF. There we go. And we got our map. So we're looking to stop at about 31.3. I have a job posting for this. It is Oro Grande, by the way. I am on early tonight. Hello, Train Whisperer and Mr. White. I have Dallas Cowboys are coming on. First game of the season, and we can't miss that. We'll support Dak and all those guys. So, plus some other things going on. So I decided to go a little bit. I wanted to actually kick it off about 15 minutes earlier, but it didn't happen. So. Please don't disrespect me for being a Dallas Cowboys fan. I've been a fan since they've been losing for the last 30 years. That you know you're a real fan if you love them even when they suck. And have they ever. Last year wasn't too bad of a year, but... So yeah, I've been with them for a long time now as far as on the fan base side, and they have my loyalty. The only 3 sports I watch are, yeah, no comment. I understand. I do, I watch NFL, but it's specifically the Cowboys. Sometimes I watch other teams. I do watch UFC every week. So that, I don't watch every MMA because it's just way too much. I just focus on the UFC. And then I watch America's Cup Sailing. Those are my 3 sports that I watch on television and wherever possible. So this train coming at me right now, this is the one that I went and collected from RSV, built the train, and I'm AIing it back here. I think it'll fit in the receiving yard, but I'll have to take a look at it, you know, make sure it comes in all the way or not. I don't know if it will. We'll see. Let me go here. Let me look at the maps of Barstow Yard on my other screen here, and it looks like the receiving yard is 70. Depends which one it puts him in. He's going to R1. Of course, that one's not long enough. It's only 64. So, no, why wouldn't Otto put him in 7? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? He knows how long the train is, but no, he doesn't want to put him where it makes sense. He wants to put him in a short one. So we will deal with that once it arrives in Barstow. You mean at least I do watch sports. I mean, it's not everybody, not every male watches sports. So it's, you know, some people have other things that they do, and there is no issue. If you like sports, you like sports. If you don't, you don't. No problemo. I'm going to make sure that that's not my signal there. My signal is up here, and I should get a green by the time I get there. I'm going to go ahead and give her a little bit of gas here. I'm slowing down a little too much. Like I said, that's irritating. Why is he routing him all the way through the yard? I don't know. Oh, there's somebody else in the hump working that? All right, let's go see what's going on back there. Because if Otto routed a train into a track that's being worked right now, that's, you know, pretty silly. Okay, so that one is being humped now. It was, but whoever's humping it left it, and as you see it, oh, yeah, so they left it and are not monitoring it, and it's just kind of left there. You know, you're going to do humping operations on the server, people. You need to do humping operations. You can't just let it go and then walk away from it. You got to pay attention. Now we have a potential problem coming up here. take a look at who was doing that and let them know. Okay, so I posted that. The not even in the server anymore. Oh no, is he? Yeah, he is. He is. Okay, as long as he's keeping an eye on it, that's fine. We're trying to get up to speed here a little bit. But it is a little difficult to get going here. I think I have, what do I have up there? Approach medium. It's a diverging approach medium. We'll be switching tracks here. Let's take a look at a lot of air up in the cars in front. I am going to, I drove a train earlier to the Cajon Pass. I was doing a little bit of offline filming, if you will. I'm taking another, so it was a train that is going, it was going from Barstow down to LMC, La Mirada, or San Bernardino. Going down to San Bernardino. So I took it to Martinez, but it was heavy too, so a lot of time I had this up here where it was getting bright, and then back here is getting bright, the car's in the middle, so I was, I was pushing and pulling at the same time. I talked about, to my knowledge, the best way to achieve uniformity here. I'm gonna throttle up. I'm not fenced right now. I don't yet think I need to. I got some pressure on the couplers, but it's not too bad. So as I'm not pushing very hard back here. I think we're going downhill a little bit. Let's take a look at grade is going down. Our speed limit, we should be wide open. We can do 55. We have reduction right up here, so to 50, but we're only doing 30, so we're good there. Keep an eye on that. This is our, oh, now I got a green diverging. All clear, highball. The 8287, diverging. We're on main 1 now. Got 90 on the rear and everything's looking good. We're going from, I guess it's 0. The mile marker from Barstow would be, I guess, 0 or something, but Linwood is at 6.7. I believe that's the crossover we just went over. And we are going, so basically that's 6.7 there. We're going to 31.3, so we have 24 miles or something like that. 25 miles. Yeah, So from a non-real life conductor or engineer standpoint, I definitely understand what you're saying. And I only use it fencing if I need to push or pull from the rear, you know. When I change anything, it does, there's a delay, as it should be. It's radio delay. It is, you know, a good 8-second delay to quit, to prevent it from bunching up. But look at the top up there. My couplers are perfect right now, and I'm not fenced. So it's as he's saying, if you I could see times like if you're on a hill and you need to start pushing on the rear to bunch up a little bit so you can get going instead of ripping your couplers, that's where you would fence. But on the main line here, well, of course, you told me to go down the Cajon Pass just using DPUs, and that didn't work for me. But you said it rarely works in the sim anyway, so, and in real life it's very difficult. But yeah, it's something that let's see, there it goes, burning in the rear now. It's easy, the fact that we can just run it from, you know, it mimics the head engine, that the head end, that makes things so much easier. All right, the intermediate signal here. Approach medium there. We're just under 40, so that's good. Turn on my, let's see, milepost tags on. That way we can see where we're at. Take a look outside here real quick. I really can't stand, okay, so don't need that on right now. We will turn milepost tags on. Go back into here. Everything looked good on couplers, and they're braking. Yeah, if you lose, that's a good point, because you know you have it fenced and you lose comms, your DPU, the DPUs are going to stay exactly where they were without comms. So if you are like in notch 8 for whatever reason, you need to slow down and you have no radio comms behind you, well, guess what? There's still going to be an 8. That can be some problem. Yeah, especially going through all these hills and stuff, you know, you lose the radio signal that gets absorbed by the mountains, and you know, you have problems a lot. So if you can't change what the DPUs are doing because you have no signal to them, well, get ready to be stuck in something that you don't want to be in. All right, let me give it a little more gas here. We're going to be going uphill for a little bit, and as I did this earlier, I mean, I was crawling through some of these areas. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, if they don't get anything, if they get the flashing yellow, right? Was it 60 seconds until they shut down, or is it longer? But let's say you're going down the Cajon Pass and you're in notch 8 to get up there, and you lose signal through tunnels and you need to start slowing down. Well, what's up, Nick? It seems shorter than that. Yeah, especially when you're filling up your diaper, things time frame feels a lot quicker than it is, you know. All right, so our next signal is in 0.8 and track speed's 55. Like we're doing okay right now. Nildar, what's up, man? Good to see ya. I saw that you're in the server. You were. Looks like you're gone now. To mention, I had to come on a little bit earlier today. I have some other things besides the Dallas Cowboys playing the Sunday night game. So as NFL season is on, I will be adjusting the times of my stream based on... Okay, you just left, yeah. Based on what time the games that I want to see come on. You notice I'm not around much on Saturdays, even in server, because those are the UFC nights. Sundays are my football day. I don't watch every team. I really only watch the Cowboys and whoever they're playing. So 8021 is not me. 8287 is. That other train that was pulling into Barstow is halfway in the yard right now. This one in the hump yard is all jacked up. Gotta throw your brains in overdrive, huh? So we'll need to go in there and take care of that, but we have to stop first. We can't do anything until we stop. It should have pulled into these longer tracks, but no, auto is auto. Auto is not helpful sometimes. Sometimes yes, usually no. So we're following a manifest, a UP manifest in front of us. So I actually wanted to get here too. So I'm going to cancel my routing. So we're in that block already. I want to get down here. I think, well, there's a signal coming up. We'll stop at this signal. We'll fix the Barstow train back there, and then we'll get routed. Yeah, so we have a red here, so we're going to want to get down here. Because if we go too far, we're not going to be able to get over here. So we'll simply stop up here, but let me start my deceleration here. Heavy train, so I'm using 10 pounds of air right now. Ooh, look at that drawbar. Take some dynamics off. Too much on the dynamics there. We'll come to a stop up here at Hodge, and we'll get the rest figured out. A little bit of bounce in there. All right, we're charged up, except for one car has got a little orange, and I'm not sure why. You hit F7, it goes away. Yeah, I wanted to get a little closer to the signal there so I'm not backing up as far. I mean, we've asked for this block and he knew that. So he's like, no, we're going to route you right through here. Well, I want to go there. I want to go there now. So we'll kill our routing. This gives us an opportunity to go fix that Barstow train anyways that we sent there, that I sent there. So that's not blocking anybody else from going in there. That was one of the reasons I was running a little behind. I was trying to get that because RSV where I'm going was full. You know, it had all kinds of processed cars there and nobody had ever got anything out of there. So it was just all processed and ready to go. So I got it out. I'm like, I'll just AI it to Barstow and I'll get this one there. But because I did that, I also have to now go babysit it, which is part of the process. You're going to do things that are automated, if you will. You got to babysit them. So I'm going to try to come to a nice stop here. Nice and gentle. All right, independents are on. Come on outside here, turn the brights off. The parking brake, parking brake, parking brake. Heavy, so let's do a couple. Put a parking brake on the power, and then let's relinquish real quick so we can go take care of the other thing at Barstow. All right, so we're going to take over this one. Trying to get past this switch here. You start a hump and then you leave. I mean, what's it gonna do? You can't. It's not single player. So then we need to pick up this guy and move it after we get this out of the way. So this is a supply train, so we don't want to mess this one up. And as I mentioned, this one is probably still too long. What do we get? 8,000 or something. I'll have to look once I can grab it. Try to get rid of this train here. Once I get it inside the tracks here, we'll tire down and switch over to this other guy. That's the plan anyways. Because the one I sent in is sticking out in the side of the yard here. Handbrake, 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 off, 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 and then we're going to relinquish. Now let's go here to this guy. See, this one is 7306. So let me look here real quick on the map. So I can put it on 4, 5, 6, or 7. 4, 5, 6, or 7. All right, 4, 5, 6, or 7. That will be these guys here. All right, and about there. Make sure that it all fit. It looks like it did. Okay, so we're good with that. Let's get back to our train. We are here. The back of it. All right, now we got now we're back here. We do the same thing. See, we relinquished it. Now it doesn't need this nowadays. Run8 used to have to do this, but I still, except for the DPU. The DPU is the only one that does need. So this is DPU in reverse. That's fine. MU's forward. So I still am in the habit of doing it, and I just can't stop myself from that because that's, you used to always have to do it. All right, so I am right here, down here, and I want to go again right here. So I'm going to help Otto out. I'm going to change these and see if he'll route me right like I want to. 65 is the tone. Good having the sim, you mean? Or okay, we have we're good. I'm gonna start powering things up here, get power going, and go back to channel 0, by the way, so I can see all the text if I need to. Okay, he did not route me where I wanted to go, so I'm not going nowhere. Well, Otto won't route me. You notice I'm not turning off Otto. Most of you guys just turn it off. Don't. There's no reason to. Just keep doing the same thing until he responds. Like maybe go to that one. See what he'll do. Will he route me? Did I want to go to a specific destination? Thinking about it. I have the power going. I'll help him out. Doesn't like it though. But he acknowledged me, the 8287. Let's see what he does. We'll keep asking until he, oh, I don't need that because I'm not even in gear. So, all right, let's ask again. Like, dude, send me there. I'm going to run your light. I can't keep my shorts on. You won't route me. You're being a dick, and I want to go. I'm just going to creep forward. I've thrown a switch for him, and I said I want to go here, so we'll just keep asking. And if not, we'll give ourselves a restricting. How's that, Otto? Although I don't want to go 15 all the way there. Yeah, I don't want to go 15 though. And then as soon as you get in that block, he'll be like, call me in the next control point. Well, then do something about it. We're live. We ain't got time for your games, Otto. Let's go. There ain't nobody coming. There's no reason for this. Just being a little pain in the neck because we kept asking. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, look, a restricting. Thanks, Otto. Now look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Nope, you see what he did? He's routing me. He will not. No, don't relinquish. We're gonna do it our way. Gotta wait for the signal to drop. I ain't calling you no more. I'll figure it out myself. He's not being abused. That's the thing. He thinks he's being abused, and all we're doing is want to go to a specific place. He won't give it to us. But there's our green. I'm not even worried about the restricting because I'm going to do the speed limit because he literally won't give it to us even though we keep asking. There we go. Yeah, there's no reason to hold me for that. That one's that he has a light over here. The 76, oh, you said 58? It's probably 56 you're looking at. No, that's too far away. We're going, this is like 40 miles. This is what happens when you deal with auto, right? But there's no way around it. Yeah, it's fine. Broken knuckle. We'll just take one and pop it on there. No big deal. Yeah. And then you're going to get fixed here in a second. I know, right? His drinking's being interrupted, but all he has to do is give me a light. Now I'm going to have to do restricting again. All right. All right. Let's do this again. I'm going there. I have a restricting. I don't want to do that. Yep, knuckle's always better than putting it on the ground. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm notching everything up right now. Get some amperage on the wheels, and let's go ahead and pull forward. Now I have more patience now because my signal's set. I mean, that wasn't Otto's fault there, me breaking the knuckle. That was my fault, but he's the one that made me stop here and do all that because his happy hour was abused, or, you know, whatever. Yeah, we're good. We're moving now. Get through that light. We'll just call that a green. Now that restricting will clear. We're good. Down a little bit. All right, on the road again. Watch auto route me back right here. Oh, I would be so angry if he put me back onto this one. Like, nope, you're going that way. I would literally, I don't know what I would do other than be angry and say specific curse words. Probably do nothing. Delete my train and say, "See you guys, have a nice night. I'm gonna go watch Cowboys." It would be funny later when I, watch this back. And I'm like, Otto keeps messing with me and he keeps putting me here, and then he were to do that, right? Throw a double switch on me, so I have to come back on. I'd be like, ah! We'd send Otto a time bomb. But it would be a well, back when I was on submarines, I used to make these things. They're called dit dot bombs, and we'd take a toilet paper roll, and then we'd punch all. You have the 3 hole punchers where you can, punch all the holes in the paper. And we'd fill up this hole puncher with all those circles. Put it in a toilet paper roll, and then I would use like a ball of toilet paper on the end, on each end. I'd tie fishing line, that stuff that you can't see, that clear fishing line to it, and I would hook it up to things. So when you grab something and pulled it, like a curtain or a microphone or something, headphones, it would pull that through. And in sonar we had fans everywhere, so it was always blowing air around to keep the equipment cool. And you'd pull something and it would pull that stuff out, and it just literally like float in the air all over the place. The fans would, it was called dit dot bombs. I got racked out or woken up, told to report to somebody many times for ones that I didn't set, because I was known for them. Anytime somebody set one, I was always the one who got in trouble for it. And trouble is a relative thing. When somebody said something to you about it, that's being in trouble. You mean like in Barstow, where they put a 7,000 foot train in a 6,000 foot siding? I mean, you have to have people to do it too, and it's better if it's in a place where, people are touching things all the time and moving things around, manipulating things. Yeah, it was great. I set some. Well, so my boat is just being decommissioned now. I had set some in some places that I wonder if they even found like 10 years later, because they were in hard to get spots that normally you don't go, like behind the control stacks where like tells you the depth and all that stuff. I was way back in there one time. Set some in there for future detonation, I'd call it. But typically we put it in people's racks so they'd open the curtain and jump in it and just poof. The whole bed would be full of dit dots. And did a lot of times to like the sonar supervisor, where he had his own set of headphones that, he didn't normally listen to what the operators would hear. He'd just, look at it and then call things out on the microphone. So sometimes I'd wire it up to his headphones because they wouldn't use them for, 5 or 6 days, depending on what we were doing. Yes, that's right. That's where, so that's where KungfuBeer was invented. I drew cartoons, the comic strip cartoons. And my sonar chief, his name was Bob. And when he described things to everybody, he used his hands, right, to describe basically where we are, where the contact is. So it looked like karate or kung fu kind of thing. So in those cartoon series, I had called the character that was based on him Kung Fu Bob. And so I drew all these characters, and like, remember the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld? Like, he often interfaced with Soup Nazi and they would beat his ass, and he was a tough guy, at Kung Fu Bob. I really respected Chief, and so, he was always kicking ass and that stuff. Well, and then when in the beginning internet days, and you had like the instant messenger and stuff, you had a handle. It was Kung Fu on me. And then I had AOL for like 4 days. I'm like, this is stupid. So I got regular internet, like the regular stuff where it just used a modem. And I had to come up with a name for the instant messenger handle, and I was like, Kung Fu. I can't use the same one because I already have Kung Fu on me. And I was drinking beer at the time, so I was like, Kung Fu, and I looked, and I'm like, well, it's KungfuBeer now. So KungfuBeer was created in 1997. Older than some people even in here. That's the legend of KungfuBeer, where it all started. In the barracks room, by the way. My barracks. Yeah, the cartoons that I used to do, the cartoon strips, those were, we had a thing in sonar, was many of the divisions had their own, but it was called the dog log. So if somebody would go drop a huge, massive turd, they'd take a picture and they'd put it in this thing, and certain things that people would say that were iconic, they'd say something and you're like, are you an idiot? And then they'd say, you know, they'd say something. You're like, okay, well, that's going in the dog log. So you'd write their name and what they said in quotes and then the date, so that future crew members, you know, 10, 15 years down the line would be able to look through this thing and see some of the antics, like Polaroids of my bombs going off. You know, those ended up in the dog log. Good times, good times. If any younger guys here are thinking about joining the service at some point, obviously everybody always recommends the Air Force first. You want an easy time in the military. I mean, it's the military, so it's really it's easy relatively speaking, but there's different levels, right? So the Air Force would be the least stressful for anyone. And they always take the smart kids and put them in the Air Force. The second best would be the Navy, but more specifically the submarine force if you qualify for it, because you have to be a smart kid to join the submarine force too. And then the regular Navy, and then the Marine Corps, and then the Army would be the last. Now, I can't speak of Space Force because they didn't have that then, but it's basically the Air Force. So, you know, U.S. Air Force, Space Force would be in the top. Coast Guard is technically a military force, but it's run by the Department of Transportation, and so they're kind of Navy-ish. However, they go out in big waves and get bounced around on small boats, small ships. So if you want to get into like a law enforcement, make sure you have a clean record, then the Coast Guard could be your thing. I had tried to join that, but I had some tickets that I couldn't waive, so I called the Navy and they're like, come on down, we're gonna put you underwater. The Navy was good for me. It helped me grow up real quick, and obviously you get out of it what you put into it, but I had a very good 5 years in the submarine force and enjoyed it. After I got out, I realized I enjoyed it. The Marine Corps is much different than the Army. The Army is just this big, giant unit of things, and so that's who I worked for the last 11 years, was the U.S. Army, and for almost 12 years. No, I don't know, it was 10 or 12 years. It was 11 years. So, any service that somebody wants to go into, God bless them. Thank you for your service. You know, it's a good thing to go into, but of the level of difficulty, and I mean, if you like camping, then Army. The Marine Corps is a smaller unit, so there's a lot more responsibility given to them, but they sleep in the mud. What's up, Chris? So the Marine Corps are basically the Navy's infantry version. They send them on ships and they go out and they eat crayons or kill people so they can eat crayons when they're done killing people. The Army is a lot different. They're just a big entity that they kill people too, but you know, they're more after the Marine Corps has already gone in and killed a lot of the bad guys in the beginning. Like five Marines go in and take out, you know, half a country, and then they send the Army in to kind of maintain it. I mean, it happens, you know, you got a bad knee or whatever. So we're in I've got a combination of things here. I believe we're in a GEVO. Yeah, we are. So I got GEVOs on the front and I got some 70s right behind. But, you know, it's pulling power, 4,400 horsepower. I don't really care what... I like the GEVOs. They have a little bit more pulling. They respond quicker than the Aces. So when I give it gas and it starts moving, I like that. But, you know, I don't want to wait forever. And I got my flashlight on. I thought I already changed channel. Oh no, that's when I was battling auto. So yeah, the GEVOs are my favorite of the two. I'd rather have an 70 any day over a -9. Mr. White would probably agree with that. -9s are okay, 4,300 horsepower. You know, they are what they are. They're just a little bit older. And I'm not a big road guy. You know, I do it like I'm doing it now, but I'm taking stuff to the plant. Taking this unit train, we're going to drop it off at RSV. It's just down the way. We had a little bit of an issue with auto and got that squared away. But right around this corner up here, the one in the distance, right there where it goes to the right, there's a little mountain there. We're going to go around that. That should be RSV. Looking at the map. What is this? This guy's just all sorts of messed up here, isn't he? Probably when I went ahead and proceeded through. That guy behind me is, oh, this guy's going to pass that one. What is this? Got a Z-train held up for the UP. That's different. That's how Otto is acting today. He's got a Z-train at a red light. So a UP, I don't even know what I is on UP. I'll find out right now. Somebody else probably knows, but let's see if I can beat you to it. Oh, right here. I is Intermodal. Well, I guess it's the same. But I mean a Z-train on UP, so an I is just a regular intermodal, whereas the Z-train on BNSF is being held up by the I. Yeah, the 40s and 45s. I like the 45s because they have a little bit more power, so I use those mostly now in my yards. Because we're pulling some big trains in like La Mirada and stuff. So that's why I got the 45s. Instead of dragging around 3 40s, I'll just put 2 45s there. It's about the same amount of horsepower. Well, we got to keep an eye on where we're going here because we're going to, we're coming up on maybe a mile or so, maybe 2 miles. It's got to be about 2 miles to the block. Coming up on RSV. It'll be just a little bit shorter stream today, I think. I still got about an hour till my game starts. We'll see what we can get done before then. This sucker's long. We're going to also be requesting the DPUs. I'll end up taking control over so I can shove stuff back into the tracks here. But we're going to be requesting mainline authority so that we can travel in both directions. We need to go back and forth off the main line to the plant here. And in order to do that, that's where we request. We don't need a warrant. A warrant is only one way. Track authority is two-way travel within that block that we request. So we're going to be requesting mainline authority. So Dallas Hobbies is asking if this game is worth it. I probably have about 14,000 hours in this, and I've only had it for almost 2 years. This is one of the, people will say that this has a high learning curve and the graphic quality are low, but I mean, this is all native. What I'm playing right now, you don't need a lot of graphics. If you play Train Sim World, for example, whichever number is after, it doesn't matter. The graphics are beautiful on the sides of the tracks, but if you go 15 feet past all that stuff, there's nothing, just like this. Now, we're in Southern California. This is the Mojave Desert. We are between Barstow and Victorville. This is what it looks like in real life. Nothing. Little bits of green that catches on fire all the time, and all this stuff is actually right now it's brown and dead and blowing across the desert. So there is nothing out here. So this is not abnormal. Yes, some of the guys in here the characters are blockheads, the cars aren't the greatest, but who cares? They're just there as reference. The handling of the locomotives and the cars is as close as you can get to realistic, and this comes from people who do this in real life. I do not. I play a train engineer on YouTube, but I am not one in real life. But there are people here that are, or have been. Oh yeah, look at this idiot. Wants to get out into the, right on the main. There's a family of 7. Look at that herd. Somebody's been drinking too much. Probably on the phone with Otto. Probably texting. Didn't even see the crossing come down. So I'm starting a little bit of my deceleration here. I'm going to get down to about where I'm at now, 25. And all my moves now are going to be slow. What's up, Hank? So yeah, it's all about train handling, and more specifically, what I like doing. So we're running a road train here. Not my favorite thing to do. I've done this for, you know, decades of just driving trains down railroad tracks in simulators or games, and I'm more of I like doing locals. I like trying to figure out the puzzles. So the fact that you can drop off cars at customers and then they get processed and you pick them up and bring them back. That is, yeah, right. They're definitely charming in their own way. But you know, the ability to do the stuff that you can only imagine in most train simulator games. What the bread and butter is getting the cars to the customers, and they get processed and then returned, and sorting and all that. That's what this is really about. Driving road trains has to happen to get stuff where it needs to go, but after that's where the real magic begins. There is a ton. If you look in my channel right here where you're watching this and you click on live, there's a ton. I do these every Sunday, and then I have a bunch of them within YouTube itself, but on my channel. But in the live, you see every Sunday where I mostly do local work. So if that interests you, this is the one you want. It can seem expensive. The base game is around $50, and then you have all these add-ons, which you don't have to have in order to enjoy it. There's a couple different DLCs, just like they have in other train simulators. That gives you more options of places to play. They have different locomotives, which just is eye candy, and then they have different car packs that you can buy to see the different types of cars, but you really don't need any of it if you don't want it. So start with base game, see how you enjoy it, and then from there, if you really like it, you start expanding. You can dump $250 in this game overall, but when you put, you know, 10,000 hours into it, and you break that down, or just say 1,000 hours, you break down 250 and 1,000 hours, it's, you know, what, 25 cents? Is that what it breaks down to mathematically? $2.50 or 25 cents per hour. I think it's like 25 cents per hour. So, this is the big boys train simulator. There is nothing else like it, and the other ones are games. This is where real train enthusiasts actually get the experience of driving trains without actually doing it. And if you don't want to drive, you can also just let AI. Now, it is a sandbox, so there are things that you want to add, which, you know, is available on like the depotserver.com, has the base of everything for us. If you want to just watch things drive around, there's things that you load, the scenarios that you load, and you can just sit there and watch it if you want. You don't even have to drive anything. Of course, I use a rail driver personally, which is a flight yoke for Flight Simulator, but it's It's like a train control, and it's expensive, but it does the job for me. But you don't have to. You can also just use your keyboard. But this to me is how I can make all these quick movements flawlessly, or almost, without breaking too many knuckles. So I spent 7 hours yesterday cleaning up Barstow. I can't tell you any other game or simulator that I spend 7 hours in. Even Flight Simulator, I can do about an hour and a half flight. And I haven't flown in that in a while. Yeah, good one, right? But I can spend hours and hours. I mean, you have no choice. Just what I'm doing now. So I started this stream over an hour ago, and I only had to go like 25 miles. But because it's railroading, we're not there yet. I also may have slowed down prematurely. I thought we were closer than we were. Let's see where we're going. All right, so I've got an approach up here. It's starting to come into view up here where we're going. That tower right there is where we're going. So there's my red light. So I'll give myself a restricting here. And that is so I can throw. Well, I guess maybe auto could have got me over in time. I thought it was before that switch, but we just, didn't want to do what I wanted to do. So I'm going to prepare this stuff here. So all I have to do is throw that switch there to come off the main. And we're going to definitely fill these tracks up. And I don't think I want to throw that one. I think that's a shover. Nope, we can go around. This one's a shover, though, because this dead ends down here. So I want to move the cars into position here. And I'm going to request mainline authority here. So I don't want to do that yet because I'm not here yet. So when I get down here, I will... you see, stand on the ground. On the multiplayer, you have to be standing on the ground in order to do anything. So perhaps I will pull straight through. And then I can shove them where they go. And this is like the holding tracks. The processing happens over there. I'll show you in a second. So I'm going to pull through the first one there so I can start shoving back. And that's good. So all I got to do is throw this one now and the one on the other end when I get there. And then we can use those switchers. We can, back here is the processing. So if we turn on the... there we go. So these are the processing tracks. So we would use the switcher there, grab those and bring them back here where they need to go. You can kind of go through and you can put some cars here. Well, that's what we're doing. Back to our choo-choo. Going 27 miles an hour right now. You can see it right up here. This is different than any other train simulator too. You can actually fly through the world. I can go from here all the way to Los Angeles if I want. This is an intermediate signal for those that I talk about all the time in the skills check. I say, you know, is there ever a light that you can go past when they're both red? And answer is usually no, but the answer is, well, if it has a number plate on it or a grade sign, it's an intermediate signal. And then you can tell also there's no crossing over tracks here, so it's not a control point. So if it has if it's an intermediate signal and it's red, you may stop and then proceed if it's clear at restricting speed. So let's wait here for us to pass. Stay out of the way because, you know. What's up, Herbie? Let's call this number. I wonder if that works. Imagine calling them and like, hey, yeah, my DOT 025356 East, the signal is broken. And then it was like, wonder if they'd really dispatch somebody out there. Another thing you can do, Run 8. Rail fan. I thought we were going fast. We're only doing 28. Mom, what's up? We are, I got the Dallas Cowboys on, as your son knows, and pretty soon, about less than an hour, so we had to go a little bit earlier today than we normally go. My mom's being transferred back to the other place, so I'm going to go see her in a little bit as well. But here's what we're moving today. Big old longin'. Huh? You got another train coming? Who's that? UP train. I didn't even know it was caught up to me already. Of course, I would have been decapitated if I actually went through the cars, but it's a simulator, so nobody panic. We're okay. We don't need medical attention. Don't do it in real life. This is not a how to rail fan video. This is just a simulator. What's up, Arnie? You keep getting kicked, it's got to be internet related on your end, because we're doing well here. Celebrating the life of KungfuBeer before he got annihilated by a UP train. All right, so let's see. We're coming up on our signal. Can't see because this abomination is right next to us. He was pancaked, right? Actually, we're not there yet. I see the tower way over there, the concrete block. We're almost there. Speaking of pancakes, there's a Dutch one. We'll go ahead and give ourselves that restriction as we're coming up on it now. Keep an eye out for it. YouTube crap. I don't know about all that. I mean, it could be. I mean, YouTube's pretty, they're like worldwide and stuff. All right, so I see the flashy red in front of me, which is restricting. Again, we had to go restricting the way we came here because Otto was enjoying his, what do you call it? His happy hour too much while on duty. They wouldn't give us a route to where we needed to go. So we'll, as soon as we get that signal, we'll start our descent and speed here. Or actually, we won't even won't wait till we get the signal because it's not that far after. Maybe a mile to go, so mile. All right, let's start our process here. This is where we're at in the big map. We're going to be coming into somewhere around here. What am I at? Notch, where did notch? Notch 1. Keep an eye on our couplers and air. We have one switch to throw, but we don't want to hit that again at 50 miles an hour like we did that one time. Basically rolled the train off the tracks. Quite embarrassing. Put her on the ground, as Mr. Wright would say. So this is, what are we at? Control point Oro Grande. Started to rain. I mean, it kind of is in some areas here. All right, we got a soldier out here on the tracks. There's a Dutch pancake right there. We're down below 20. Technically restricting is 15, and more importantly, we can see to the corner right there, so I have to be able to stop my train in half the distance that I can see here is what a restricting signal is. No greater than 15, but more importantly, half that distance that I can visualize or visually see, bring my train to a complete stop. Yeah, you probably get the pink slip first and then the P cup. Because if it's, they don't want to get sued and they'll just blame it on you. So here's your fired and pissing here so we can say this is why. Yeah. You got to go talk to the men in black. Let's see, so I should be in the block. Yeah. The destination, I want to request track authority here. Again, the only reason I'm doing that is I want to be able to have free movements in both directions. And I have mainline authority now. So now this block that I'm in, we can't see it, but it'll be pink if I wasn't in it. And the train goes all the way back here, by the way, where it's red. So I have mainline authority, been granted, so I can do whatever I need to in this block that I'm in. That's the only reason to ever request mainline authority to go in two directions on the same piece of track. And now we're at 15. Let's get up here and get ready to throw a switch. We have the authority. This is our track, but we can do whatever we need to do. So we'll throw that switch, and we'll go throw the other one as well so we can exit on this side. This track right here is not the main line. This is a siding, but it dead ends down here. So we have to shove cars into there if we need to. Because we got a lot more cars than I think is going to fit in this. We also have this on this side, but it also dead ends, but we can put our power there when we're done with it. I mean, we're operating as regulations. We're at 15 miles an hour and restricting. Somehow I did that one right. All we did in basically an hour and 25 minutes is bring a train from Barstow to here. It's about 25 miles. It took all that time to get it here. Of course, we were dealing with the intoxicated Otto as well, who refused to give us where we wanted to go. We're fighting with him. We probably had other ideas how to get us here, but we wanted to go the way we wanted to go, and he's like, no, you're going my way. It's like, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Fine, I'll do it myself. And then I busted a knuckle. He's like, haha, should have listened to me. Turn a fan on. It's right around 100 degrees here today in SoCal, so it's sticky and muggy, and it is raining in certain areas, but hot. Kind of like southern, you know, Texas, Louisiana, Florida weather. Although Florida, I think, is a little bit cooler. Let's see how everything else looks. We have 110 loads and 38 empties. 15,000 tons. And again, we have the DPU, so at some point we need to break some things apart. We can use the DPUs, take over them with as primary, move some cars around with those. We are in notch 3. Couplers are looking good. Everything's looking pretty good right now. We'll stand on our switch. We'll set the countdown timer here. The switcher's there. Well, I mean, we're going to load stuff in, but we'll use the switchers to do that. I don't know if that's going to happen here. Let's see. We want to come straight in. I think we wanted to come straight in and back out because we can't go that way. So that means this switch here. That's good. No, we wanted this one. Yep. Okay. We want the one right next to the main line, which would be this, so we don't want to turn in. Let's come off a notch down to 2 if the rail driver will let me, which it did. Went off the main and right back on. As soon as I get past there, I'm going to start the, well, I don't need to. But countdown timer here, 7,500. Got some new paint enhancements too for both the 70s and the, I don't know if the Gevos have it, but so they reflect more at night. I still am going to work on the graffiti cars that I was going to make with all of our yard masters' names in graffiti, and perhaps even some other members of the community that have been here for a while. So I'll let everybody know when that pack's done, put it in our Discord. Takes time to do all that. Haven't had it yet. So we'll probably switch some cars back here. Those are processing and those are processing. And then this could be a how-to video for how to do RSV. So I will capture some of it. Now this week, by the way, I haven't had any knock on wood to the table right here. Haven't had any issues yet with the stuttering or anything. That was just last week, and it didn't make sense why I was having that problem. Everything's running normal this week. Just, you know, if you live stream, you're going to have problems, and there's no explanation sometimes for them. Coming from an IT guy for, you know, decades. So you can see right here, I'm off the, well, this goes all the way up to the signal. So this is all me. I got it all the way out to track authority, all the way out to those signals there. So this is all me. I can use whatever I need to, go either direction until I relinquish. Now I'm going to need it. We are 5,300 feet from getting our tail end off of the main and into the yard. Then of course we're gonna have some other challenges here as well. What I may do here is use the road power to shove back some of this over here. At least those hoppers, those covered hoppers. Let's maybe we're gonna see what we can fit, where we can fit it. But I'm prepared either way, so I planned ahead and get what we can get. And definitely put the DPUs here. Although I want to put all the power on this side, but that means I have to cross. And to do that, I've got to go to a control point. So I will more than likely temporarily pull it into the yard. All right, well, here comes another one. We're blocking up the stuff here for a little bit. So we'll see how many of these coal cars I can get into the siding here. I think I came off the gas a little bit too much. I gotta go look because we are pulling a little bit hard. I wanted to see where he's going. Okay, so as we get closer around here, I'm gonna bring her to a stop and disconnect those hoppers from these open hoppers. Arco's already bored. What's up, my friend? Glad you can join me for a nap. If you wanted boring, you should have been here an hour and a half ago when we first started. All right, so there's a lot of green up there, which means the cars are compressing together. They're not purple, so that's pretty good. But we're gonna bring her to a nice stop here. Put a couple of handbrakes on to keep everything scrunched up if we can. Now, let's see. I'm going to close this angle cock. Close and open the coupler. Cars are expanding here. Flexing on us. Trying to get the next one over, the handbrake on this. There we go. All right, so let's see. Get to my miles per hour. We are pulling forward now, notch 4. I should have been in. But we're waiting for the expansion to happen where the cars pull off each other. She's all right. She just got transported back to the sniff that she was at. So she should be there pretty shortly. And then I started earlier because I got a Dallas Cowboys game Okay, we broke the coupler again. And I'm missing all the mayhem here. Let's see where we broke it. Again, right at the, on this side. And I've already replaced this one. It should be brand new. All right. No problem. Coupler breaking. I don't see, that's the thing, the rail driver's trying to give me too many notches. All right, we gotta go here. All right, so let's go forward. Let's pull forward a little bit, notch 2. And brakes off. I don't want to connect to this and have it all being a pain in the butt. Oh, go forward. Go forward. Gonna just yank it. Watch. Wham! Well, there's a little bit of neck pain there, especially if you're a hobo hanging out in here. So oh, look at that. We had a lot of pressure on those, but I came off. I'm in notch 3. We have the majority of the train without any power assist on the rear, so we look at, we're running HPT 1.6, but I mean, we don't have that far to go. And these guys, we're going to actually stick on these tracks over here. This one I want to push back, get as much of it off of here as I can. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more cars to go. Means I better come off the throttle now. See what that does for us. Probably going to die right before I need it, you know, before it passes the switch. At 3.8, go back up to notch 2 and see if we can slow the bleed down. Yep. Uh-oh. Keep an eye on the couplers. Got air buildup in the front, the last of the rear two. Oh, look at that. Man, that everything went purple for a second. We only need 2 more cars. Come on, train. But again, we have to keep going back and forth. The rail driver does tell me miles per hour, but I was looking at the couplers and other things. Oh, I'm at 300. Let me come off. Kind of doing this expansion and contraction thing. We're at 1.5 miles an hour. 1.5 more to go. Just slowly slinking our way where we need to go. We got 1.1 on the miles per hour speedometer. But the rail driver will say like notch 3 and the notch, so it's still doing its thing, but yeah, it's starting to get really close. A lot of pressure. There we go. Now we can reverse. Of course, now it's gonna want to take off and go the other way. All right. So we'll bring her to a nice and simple stop here, hopefully. Bail off. Dynamics coming back on the reverser. Let's see where this takes us. Go for a ride. So as soon as I pass these switchers here, I'm gonna got a lot of pressure on that back bar there. We are going downhill almost a full percent, 0.75%. If I have to stop quickly, it's not going to be that possible without breaking couplers. So I'll go into dynamic braking setup right now. Everything's good there. I mean, we're all on the white. And I'm going to start my countdown right here. Right here. 5,800. Here's some dynamic braking. Look at our pressure. There's some more dynamic braking. I do have air available, but I'm trying not to use it unless I need it. Coupler pressure is looking good. The speed's coming down a little bit. Hello, Train Whisperer again. That's looking pretty good. It's where I want it. So far, so good. We look at our pressure. Coupler's not bad. EPUs are still burning over there. 4,400 feet. I'm going to come off the dynamics a little bit. Help us roll. A lot to look at here. So I have 4,400 feet of train the other direction, so I may need to brake. It doesn't fit in all this and might have to break it up so I can just open up the sidings to get the DPUs off the main line. That's what I'm trying to do here. We may actually not have to brake that much because I've got some room back here. Enough to be able to get it off the main line that I can use switchers. Gotta watch my speed. Let's give it a little the dynamic brake. Let's go up to 40 if I can get there, and I am there now. Slowly slowing down. Don't want to hit those bumpers. I will emergency brake if I have to. The whole thing can disappear. I have a copy of it, but still. That's right. Countdown for train cars. You can count down or count up. Yeah, I am going to need to break this down a little bit more. 2,500 feet still past that point where I started. And I need to... I might be able to fill all these up rather quickly. The final countdown. Go to the other end. Actually, I'm still on the main line. No, I'm not. I'm off the main line. Okay. I just need to be able to move these guys out. Let's not hit those bumpers. All right, let's go look at it a little bit different. It's quite long, so, you know, we're going to have to hit the emergency brake here. Or not. We broke a coupler because we put too much pressure on it, but that's fine. We'll replace a knuckle instead of losing the train, you know what I mean? Where did it break? Probably again right up here. Yep. That time we put a non-Chinese knuckle on there, so that one didn't break. It was this one that broke. So we got to replace all these Amazon knuckles. And it may not, so it didn't even actually break. It just cut loose. But we still have to get the cars out of here. Okay. So we'll do this. Now let's find out where we can break up what we have here. Gotta get clear of these switches. So this one will be the one. No, we'll take this one. Leave that one there. Oh, actually, I want to close this side. This side can stay open. Blow the air out. Pull forward now. It's going to take some time, but we're going to get some of these cars off here and shove them back. We're not going to kick them because we got way too much weight. But eventually, does this come off? No. Is that the one? Thought that was the one. So it reattached. Wait, where's the one that we? It was this one. So the coupler did rehook on us. So we got some room back here. If we can shove back, I don't want to risk that. Put all the handbrakes on here. Like I said, if it hits that bumper too hard, whole train disappears. Not worth it for a few inches. But we will. I blew the air. So let me see. Notch one. Okay. But we have to close this again. Okay. And then let me come in reverse just to get the pressure off. There we go. Now we can pull forward. Go that switch, and then we can shove back here, get a few more off. Thought we were actually going to get to work the plant, but it took us too long to get here fighting with Otto today. Oh, why am I at notch 7? I only wanted like a little bit. Here it comes. Once I get past this switch, I'll put a parking brake on there, or handbrake. The train this heavy and this happens, this kind of back and forth thing. I mean, notch 2 going forward, but it's, you know, 1,700 feet out there. So we just got to wait for it to start pulling away, going the way that we want it to. Here it comes. God, I couldn't imagine doing this long of a train with the switchers. It'd be terrible. Take forever. long enough. Here's the final car for this one here. So let's get past that switch. So that's done. Put a handbrake on that. Okay, now we're coming in reverse from the front end, which means it's going to take a while back here to get caught up. We do have a handbrake on the very rear car, which, well, really what that's going to do, other than when I try to stop it, it will help. I don't have enough room yet. I got to get these cars out of here so I can pull that other side in. I might need to dump a couple cars off here. Give myself that room. Put some handbrakes on as we are coming in here pretty hot. Heavy. So I brought this from Barstow with the intention to work the plant, but I was fighting with the auto so much that it took me 2 hours to get here, which is only like 40 miles. So I'm not going to get to work the plant too much on this stream because I have about 5 minutes left, and then I got to go watch the Cowboys play tonight. Well, I started earlier. But yeah, we're at the RSV plant. We brought a supply train in here, and my intention was to work the plant to get things, you know. I already took, before stream, I took what was here and sent it to Barstow. So it's sitting there now ready to be classified. And so we got this one here, safe. They got dirt. They needed dirt, and now they have dirt. And this is the Riverside cement plant. It's just outside of Victorville. Broken coupler. All we're doing is breaking knuckles tonight. So NM should be here because this is his favorite when he sees all this. Now where'd the knuckle break? Right here. See, we just replaced that. It must have been another Amazon knuckle. Again, it's either that or lose the train when it smashes in that bumper. So we're not doing that great of a job handling tonight, are we? I just want to move a little bit. Oh, let's see. Okay, so now let's go brake. Yep, the handbrake's on. Wait, why is it off? Handbrake's on. Handbrake's on. Pink slip if you knock over the bumper there, right? That's a little too close for me. A little too close. We'll grab this one here. I can select it. Close this side, disconnect. I'm not sure why there's not air in here. Hit it. 73. All right. Now we'll pull forward a little bit. Nice and slow so we don't bust a knuckle. Seem to only be breaking them when we're breaking the knuckles when we hit the brakes. The dynamic brakes and stuff, because there's just too much weight behind us. I'm pushing. Yeah. I mean, I need a vacation, right? So, I mean, let's go ahead and let's have a couple weeks off. Mandatory furlough. All right. I'm going to do this then, since it's not cooperating. So let's go into notch 2. I am moving up on the front end. We just have to wait here for it to catch up. There we go. That should stop. Well, now. Gotta be a little slow, I guess. Slow down, beer. Well, we don't want the train master to be grumpy. And I have no idea why this stopped on me because, like, I'm trying to monitor my couplers and brakes and all that and also other things. And the rail driver is going from, like, notch 1 to notch 4. So it's kind of hard to do everything at once. Let's look and see now. Why do I have error in the locomotives? I'm bailing off. And I'm barely moving up forward. Look at all that pressure on them. I'm only in notch 2. And that'll do right there. I gotta wait 10 minutes for it to stop. All right. All right, coming back. Maybe. You see all the pressure on the couplers. Starts flexing. Turning dark green, almost purple. Now blue. We're going to bust a knuckle. Actually, we're not because I came off of it just in time. And I was only in notch 1. Just as heavy. The handbrake on for. Oh, the handbrakes were on the rear cars. That's why. I want some handbrakes on to help me control the speed. All right, so I'm in dynamic setup. Doesn't really help me on the rear side of it too much. I am clear of the tracks, by the way, so I'm going to push this back. I'm going to get those other guys. BNSF detector milepost 28.2 main 1 ambient. Yeah, I only did the AB. I did the AB because the broken knuckle to get things going. If I was playing this not on stream, I mean, I would take my time, but you can't sit here for 20 minutes while everything airs up. People won't stand for that kind of nonsense, right? All right, so we got what, half a dozen. Going down a little bit too much. Let me give notch 2. He's looking good. Again, the sucker is heavy. We're at a normal train tonnage right now of 99, and we only have 77 cars. All right, so I have dynamics on right now. See what we're doing. Trying to get it stopped. See if we can get it stopped. Speed's looking good. All right, I'm going to put handbrakes on everything there. And let's see, we can now proceed. So I'm going to turn off my headlights. Go to relinquish. We'll grab this guy here. And we still have mainline authority, so that switch is still thrown. Going to throw this one. Is it responding? Go look at it. That EOT off there, we don't need that anymore. This one shouldn't be that big of a deal because 1,000 tons. No underneath mainline authority as we're not going forward and backwards in. We granted it to us, but we're trying to release it. Let's release mainline authority. Run down here. So this switch. Throw that one. Put that one straight. If I can get there. And we're going to restore the main line here, and we'll come back to where the locomotives are. No, they are right now, but I'm going to I'm going to fix this. I just wanted to get off the main line, so those locomotives will be moved, but I still have to finish stacking stuff. One-man operation here, so gotta do what we got to do. I gotta find my football game that's coming on here. We have just a moment to go. What's going on, Hagen? We're just finishing up here. A couple more cars to go, and then I've got a little bit of work to do around here. As we were talking about, those are fouling the switches. Oh, you're at a train yard in real life. Nice. Like once I get this thing parked here, we're going to be good to go here. I'm going to close the mainline switch behind me and should have room to operate right after that. All right, we are clear of the main. And all we got to do is stop this. And it looks like we made it. Looks like we made it. We made it just in time. So that means Simulator Sunday is ending and Dallas Cowboys are starting. So thank you everybody for. I'm gonna enjoy the feet ball for sure. So we will see you guys rather shortly next week, Simulator Sunday. And thanks for showing up here. So you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week. Everybody take care.